Trust me, if you have such a person who's emotionally draining you, you will have no emotions left to put into your work, your career, and to excel and grow. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different ways narcissistic parents set you up for failure in adulthood. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So these narcissistic parents bring you in this world solely to serve them. They did not bring you in this world so that you can have a life of your own. They did not bring you in this world so that, you can follow your own path and, do whatever you want. They brought you in this world so that they can harvest supply out of you. Yeah, that is, the only thing they brought you in this world. They did not bring you in this world so that you can have a life of your own. Yeah, and there are different ways these narcissistic parents keep you on hook. They will guilt trip you, they will breadcrumb, they will gaslight you, they will manipulate you, they will stonewall, they will withhold love and affection. They have a lot of tricks up their sleeves to keep you on hook. Yeah, because they brought you so that they can harvest supply out of you. You are a supply source and nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, so till the time they are able to harvest things out of you, tiny bit of crumbs will be thrown at you. The moment they see that you are unable to give them what they want out of you, they are going to discard you eventually, or they are going to scapegoat you, guilt trip you, compare you, criticize you, disown you, do all sorts of nasty things when they see that they are unable to control you, when they see that they're unable to harvest supply out of you. Yeah, so these narcissistic parents damage you at various level, and when you are exposed to all of this abuse and manipulation and gaslighting from a young age, you are never going to succeed in life. Let me tell you honestly, you are never going to succeed if you are exposed to all these nasty things from childhood. I mean, you might be wishing, you might be dreaming that I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll become this, I'll become that. But to tell you honestly, you will only be able to succeed in life if you know are able to emotionally distance yourself from them, if you're able to go no contact. Because you are exposed to the kind of manipulation and abuse that literally stunts your growth, that erodes your self-worth and self-esteem, that really ruins you, and you grow up to be a dysfunctional adult. You will never succeed. In order to succeed, you need to have a peaceful, calm environment, a peaceful, calm family where you are appreciated, where you are motivated, where you are validated, yeah, where good things exist, yeah. In such families, you thrive, grow, evolve, and become successful. But when you are raised by narcissistic parents, you are being damaged on a daily basis, you are being exposed to poison on a regular basis, yeah, and all of that eats you up on the inside, so you are never able to function the way how healthy individuals do, at least till the time you are with your narcissistic parents, or till the time they are alive. You can never function and behave, or let's put it this way, you will never be able to succeed, or uh, become your authentic self, or heal yourself, if you are connected with them, or if you are in some kind of contact or relationship with them. Yeah, because they install trigger buttons inside of you, and they know what buttons to press to get a reaction out of you. And when you react to all those triggers, you are drained and depleted. You are constantly in that fight and flight state. You are never relaxed, you are never in that rest and digest state. Yeah, you are forever stuck in that fight and flight response, and as a result of which you are unable to see things clearly, you are unable to work on yourself, you are unable to do things that is good for you. Yeah, and it's a lot of work, to tell you honestly, to heal when you are raised by narcissistic parents. If you are in narcissistic relationship, narcissistic spouse, I mean, the healing is still easy. You can divorce, go no contact, start over again, it's still easy. But when you are raised by narcissistic parents, oh, it's really painful. And I can testify. I was raised by narcissistic parents. My mother was a covert narcissist. My father was a grandiose narcissist. Oh my God, the childhood was atrocious. The childhood was pathetic, painful, and still, I mean, get this feeling of guilt and shame. I mean, it overtakes me. I mean, even though I have gone no contact, I mean, they are dead and gone. I'm not in touch with my family, but still, sometimes all of this guilt and shame comes in, and then I literally have to meditate and counsel myself. I literally have to write it down and read it, so that it confirms that that I'm not the problem. The problem were them. Yeah, so even if they are dead and gone, they will keep haunting you. They remain in your head rent free, these narcissistic parents. And they do this by abusing you. They do this by gaslighting you. They do this by manipulating you, guilt tripping you, doing all sorts of nasty things with you. So these narcissistic parents, I mean, in general, set you up for failure in your adulthood. They don't groom you. They don't raise you to be successful. They raise you to be a better servant. They don't raise you to be an independent individual and have a life of your own. Yeah, so they breed for return. Yeah, so they are not bringing you in this world so that you can have a life of your own. So the entire upbringing, the entire conditioning, brainwashing, it's basically to make you compliant. It's basically to keep you on hook so that you keep serving them and they keep harvesting things out of you. Yeah, you never go off hook, you never leave them. Yeah, so the first way these narcissistic parents set you up for failure in adulthood is by destroying your self-worth. They constantly criticized or belittled you, making you doubt your own self. As an adult, you struggle with confidence, you second guess your decisions and fear failure. Yeah, they keep gaslighting you. They keep criticizing you, belittling you. They'll keep on comparing you with the others, and as a result of which you struggle with confidence. You keep second guessing your own decisions. Yeah, and you are scared of failure. Yeah, you just don't want to take chances. You just don't want to go out there and do things differently. Yeah, because you are scared of rejection, you are scared of failure, and all of this is because they destroy your self-worth. They destroy your self-esteem. Yeah, by constantly gaslighting you, by constantly criticizing you, by constantly comparing you, belittling you. Yeah, and that's how they have you on hook. Yeah, if you grow up to be a healthy individual, have self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, you might not listen to their bullshit. You might not play along. You might not serve them. Yeah, and that's the reason they erode your self-worth, self-esteem by constantly gaslighting, criticizing, belittling, invalidating, shaming you, and doing all sorts of nasty things. That's how they erode your self-worth. Yeah, and that's how they have you on hook. Yeah, they stunt your growth. They don't want you to grow into a healthy individual. Yeah, with self-esteem, self-worth intact. They don't want that. So they keep chipping away by criticizing you, by shaming you, by comparing you, by belittling you. They keep chipping away your self-worth. The other way these narcissistic parents set you up for failure in your adulthood is by instilling deep-seated guilt. They made you feel responsible for their emotions and happiness. Now you overextend yourself in relationships, feel guilty for setting boundaries, and struggle to prioritize your own needs. So they are going to fabricate, they are going to come up with a story, and they're going to tell you, well, I did this, I did that, for you, and you are busy in your own life. So that's how they guilt trip you. With constant guilt trip, you have this deep seated guilt. If you are guilt tripped on a regular basis, you develop this deep seated guilt inside of you. You will burn yourself to help them. You will feel guilty for setting boundaries. You will feel guilty for saying no. You will struggle to prioritize your own self, your needs, your things. You will struggle to prioritize your needs and requirement. Yeah, because deep inside you feel guilty. If I do for myself, it will not be good, it will not be justice to the sacrifice that my mother has done for me. So let me not prioritize myself, let me prioritize her, let me serve my narcissistic parent. So these narcissistic parents set you up for failure in your adulthood by instilling this deep seated guilt. And when you carry so much of guilt and shame and all those negative emotions, you really don't succeed in life. In order to succeed in life, you need to live life guilt free. Yeah, but these creeps, these energy vampires, narcissistic parents are going to keep instilling this deep seated guilt inside of you. The other way these narcissistic parents set you up for failure in your adulthood is by sabotaging your independence. They either over controlled you or made you feel incapable of doing things on your own. As a result, you may struggle with decision making, financial independence, or self sufficiency. So these narcissistic parents are going to sabotage your independence. And they do this by telling you that no, you're going to lose, no, you're going to ruin this, no, you're going to never make it, you're never going to do things all by yourself. And this is basically to sabotage your independence. They don't want you to believe that you are capable of doing things all by yourself without their help. Yeah, they will make you believe that you are incapable of doing things without their support, approval, validation, and without their involvement you can never succeed. Yeah, and as a result of which you may struggle with decision making, financial independence, and self sufficiency. You will be codependent on others, you will be dependent on them. Yeah, because you doubt your own self. They never said go ahead, so what if you'll fail, so what if you lose, we are there, you have to keep trying. They are never going to motivate you the way how healthy parents do. These narcissistic parents are going to control every aspect of your life, and they are going to make you feel that you will not be able to function without them. Yeah, and that's how they stunt your growth, they cripple you, and you are never able to succeed. You are never able to be yourself, you are never ever able to succeed in life in adulthood. The other way these narcissistic parents set you up for failure in adulthood is by normalizing toxic relationships. So growing up in a dysfunctional environment makes it harder to recognize red flags. You may unknowingly attract toxic partners, friends, and even bosses because chaos feels familiar. So it's so unpredictable in the narcissistic family. I mean, things are so unpredictable, it's so chaotic that you grow up believing that this is how things are. Plus the gaslighting that we come across, or the gaslighting phrases that is thrown at us, that every family has some flaws, families are like this, it's okay, after all it's family. So as a result of which we are unable to recognize red flags. I mean, these red flags appear to be green flags to us. Yeah, and as a result of which we attract negative people in life. We keep attracting narcissistic, antagonistic, and toxic individuals in life. Toxic lovers, toxic partner, toxic friends, bosses. And we really don't know what healthy is. We really don't know what good is. Yeah, because we grew up in so much of dysfunctionality and toxicity that we we grow up to be adults believing that this is how things are. Plus the gaslighting phrases, all that manipulation, the entire narcissistic ecosystem reinforcing things. So we grow up believing that red flags are green flags, it's okay, there's no harm, there's nothing wrong, this is how things are, this is how family is, this is how relationships are. And as a result of which we keep attracting toxic relationship, we keep burning ourselves out, we keep getting drained, we are depleted. And we are just, fucked up. The other way these narcissistic parents set you up for failure in adulthood is by creating fear of failure or success. So they either made you terrified of making, mistakes, or dismissed your achievement. Yeah, this leads to procrastination, self-sabotage, or an inability to celebrate your own wins. So these narcissistic parents are going to, scare you, they are going to terrify you. And this is basically to, you know train you not to do any mistake. Always counsel them, always consult them, and never do mistake. Yeah, mistakes are abomination, mistakes are sin in narcissistic families. In healthy families, you are allowed to fail, you are allowed to make mistakes and learn from your mistakes. But in narcissistic family, image is everything. You cannot, override, you cannot, dismiss or ignore, the decision of your narcissistic parents. You cannot say no to your narcissistic parents. So they punish you. If you ever do some mistake, or if you fail, they punish you. They don't spare you. And as a result of which, I mean, since childhood, you are terrified of doing mistakes. In healthy families, you are not punished. In healthy families, yes, you are disciplined. You are, taught a lot of good things. In healthy families, you are allowed to make mistake. You are allowed to fail, yeah, and learn from the experience. In narcissistic families, they will torment you. They'll traumatize you. They'll antagonize you. They are going to punish you. And as a result of which, you are scared of making mistakes. Mistakes, are the greatest teacher. But in narcissistic families, things are different. They will spoon feed you, they will keep you dependent on them, yeah, so that you keep running back to them and keep asking them, keep seeking their validation and approval and input, even though they have zero knowledge about things. But you still, keep going back to them because you are scared of failing, you are scared of making mistakes. Plus, these narcissistic parents are big time into credit hogging. So they are never going to give you credit for your success and achievement. They're going to tell you, well, you are where you are because of me. Only because I sacrificed and did this, you are where you are. So, it's because of me. Yeah. And, they'll dismiss, your hard work, your effort, the challenges that you face, the efforts that you put in. They are never going to, acknowledge that. They are never going to, appreciate you for putting in efforts. Instead, they are going to steal the show. They are going to credit hog and give you backhanded compliments. Yeah, they are going to tell you, look, you are where you are because of me. If I wouldn't have had put you in that school, you wouldn't have had, become this and this and this. So they are into credit hogging. They are into, giving backhanded compliments. And as a result of which, your achievements are never celebrated. Yeah. When your achievements are never celebrated, someone else comes and credit hogs, and, they give you backhanded compliments. All of this leads to, this procrastination. Yeah, you get into this self-sabotage. You are unable to, celebrate your own wins. Yeah, because you somewhere or the other feel that maybe it's because of luck, maybe it's because of him or her, maybe it's because of my narcissistic parent, maybe it's because of some other thing rather than my effort and me. Yeah, so they groom you not to celebrate your own achievement and wins. And that's how they have you on hook. Yeah, I mean, they really fuck you up psychologically. Yeah, and only then, you are on leash. Only then you are able to, give, everything that they want out of you. If they don't, screw you up, psychologically on various levels, you might outgrow, you might distance, you might, say no, you might not just play along. Yeah, and that's not what they have brought you in this world for. They have brought you in this world solely to serve themselves. Yeah, they have brought you in this world so that you will do anything and everything to please them till the time they are alive. End of story. They don't want you to have a life of your own. They don't want you to do things for your own self. They don't want you to have some savings for yourself. They don't want you to do things for your family. They don't want you to experience anything good, apart from them. Yeah, if you want to experience good, make them experience good, make them feel good, and then they will throw some crumbs, and then you will have to interpret those crumbs for good, love. And you have to, make stories. You have to go on a ride. and soothe yourself, and get into this storytelling mode that look, he is so happy, and I have finally made my mother happy, I finally made my father happy. And it's all temporary. Again, they are nasty, again they mistreat you, treat you like shit, and that bubble breaks. Yeah. So I mean, you want to live a lie, but then they show you the clear picture. Every time you lie to your own self, every time you become an advocate for them, and you lie to the others, to your spouse, to your children, that no, your grandparents are so good, they are so amazing. Your parents are never going to disappoint you. They will show their true colors. Yeah. So your good time is short lived. Your good time is for momentarily. Your good time is just for a couple of hours or days, and then again they are their nasty self, and they'll again mistreat you, shame you, guilt trip you, and that's it. And you need to understand, when you are exposed to all of these things, you are emotionally drained. Yeah. And you will never be able to put in that emotion, that input into anything good, and do something good in life. You will forever be stuck in the survival state. You will never be in that rest and digest state. Because there's a lot of manipulation that is happening. There's a lot of abuse, psychological, emotional, financial, a lot of things are being thrown at you, and as a result of which you are busy protecting yourself. You are busy walking on eggshells. You're busy in pleasing them. You're busy in holding on to the broken relationship. You're busy in doing extra labor. Yeah. And they are harvesting the fruit. Yeah. So that's how things are in narcissistic families. And the last way these narcissistic parents set you up for failure in adulthood is by leaving you emotionally underdeveloped. Because your needs were dismissed, you may struggle with emotional regulation, self awareness, and trusting your own feelings, making adult relationships and personal growth challenging. Yeah, I mean, your emotions were never addressed. Your emotions, your feelings were dismissed, minimized. They labeled your emotion and feeling as irrelevant, you being oversensitive, dramatic, you're acting. I mean, you shouldn't feel that way. And as a result of which, you are unable to regulate your own emotions. Yeah. Because your needs were dismissed. You really don't know where you stand. Yeah. And as a result of which, you struggle with emotional regulation, you struggle with self awareness, and you rarely trust your feeling. Yeah, you are all the time confused. Constant abuse, manipulation, gaslighting, criticism, invalidation. I mean, it puts you in a state where you are confused. You really don't know what comes next. Yeah. Because that's how they train you, that's how they condition you to be a loyal puppy. Yeah, that's how they train you and condition you to be a loyal servant. And all of this really makes it very difficult for you to focus on your personal growth and adult relationships. Yeah, because all the time you're walking on eggshells, and in general you are gaslit to such an extent that your emotional growth is stunted. Yeah. Neither you know how to regulate, nor you know how to express, because every time you expressed, they shamed you, criticized you, belittled you, dismissed, invalidated, and did all sorts of things. So now you grow up to be an individual who doesn't know how to express. Yeah. Because you are scared. What if I say this? The other person might hate me, the other person might leave me, the other person might hurt me. Yeah. So you are just scared, you are stuck in that fight and flight state. You're just stuck. You never engage in conflict resolution. You are either there or you just run away. Yeah. So that's how things are when you are raised by narcissistic parents. They don't set you up to be successful individuals. They set you up to be failures in adulthood. And trust me, when you are going through all of these things, how will you be successful? In order to be successful, You need to have zero emotional baggages. You need to have a healthy atmosphere at home. You need to have healthy people around you, not like these sick motherfuckers, who keep, guilt tripping you, who keep, dry begging, who keep, manipulating you. I'm telling you, these are not parents. These are evil entities who will keep draining you. And they will drain and deplete you to such an extent that you will be just a, average person and have a mediocre life. The moment you leave them, trust me, you are going to grow. You are going to heal. You are going to become successful. You will, embrace your authentic self. But till the time, some ways or the other, if you're connected to them, they will drain you. They will deplete you. They will keep, doing, things with you. They are never going to spare you, because you need to understand they brought you in this world to harvest supply. Yeah, they did not bring you in this world so that you can have a life of your own. Yeah, so I mean, they are going to guilt trip you. They are going to tell your siblings that you are being mean, selfish, you just don't care about your father, you don't care about your mother. They have a lot of ways to, keep you on hook. And trust me, I mean, none of these, gray rock, pink rock, it doesn't really work. Yeah, with these narcissistic individuals. Yeah, because they are, I mean, I personally feel, they are evil entities. Yeah, or they are possessed individuals. I mean, at times I personally feel, but I mean, of course it's a personality disorder, but I personally feel that they are, really retarded individuals. They are sick individuals. you know you can never make them understand. You can never use boundaries. You can never, you know um, uh, make them, own up their mistakes. You will never get an apology. You will never, you know get, thanks from them. They will keep credit hogging. They'll keep guilt tripping. And trust me, if you have such a person who's emotionally draining you, you will have no emotions left to put into your work, your career, and to excel and grow. Because every time you interact, they are going to deplete you, drain you, and that's it. And you will keep wondering, what's wrong with me? I mean, what plans, God has for me? What plan fate has? Please don't go, onto that path. Don't, get stuck in that rabbit hole. It's this, narcissistic parent that's, ruining you. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I mean, of course, cognitive dissonance, it's difficult to accept that your mother is your abuser. It's difficult to accept that your father is the abuser. And, they are the parasites who are draining you and depleting you. You will see a huge shift once you go no contact. You will see a huge shift once they are no more, they are dead and gone. You will see a lot of things changing. Yeah, so prioritize yourself. I mean, if you are in a complicated situation, you know what works best for you. But expecting yourself to be successful, expecting yourself to be, millionaire and billionaire while you are still, in contact and in relationship with a narcissistic parent, let me tell you honestly, that's stupidity. You are just being delusional, and you're just, living a fantasy. In order to become a billionaire, in order to become a millionaire, in order to become rich and, influential and powerful, you need to first embrace your authentic self. The relationship that you have with your narcissistic parents is not based on authenticity. They are not in relationship with the authentic you. They are in relationship with, the version that serves them. So if you think that, they are going to embrace your authenticity, no. So every time you are in a relationship, or if you're communicating with those who are, not embracing your authenticity, who are not accepting you the way you are, rather than just harvesting things out of you, your soul knows that you are being used, and you have to carry that burden. You have to, you know carry it on. I mean, reasons can be endless. You have to carry it on, forever long, or whatever, is the situation. So your soul knows, yeah, that I am not being appreciated, I'm not being accepted for who I am. I'm only being accepted, you know for the things that I'm providing them. Yeah, so if you are in such a relationship, if you are in such a dynamic, you will never be successful. Yeah, so stop lying yourself, stop living, this fantasy that I'll become a millionaire and billionaire. No, if these parasites are still hooked onto you, you will never succeed. I'm telling you, with my personal experience, I'm telling you, you know I mean, after helping and dealing with a lot of these survivors, none of them succeed till the time they are connected to their narcissistic parents. None of them succeed. Yeah, they do tell a lot of stories to their children, to their spouse, and they do all sorts of things, but they are forever stuck in survival mode because they are surviving these parasites, they are surviving these demons on their back. Yeah, so if they are in that constant state of survival, if they are stuck, and if they are just surviving, these kind of individuals, do you think they will be able to thrive? No, you need to stop surviving in order to thrive. Yeah, that's how you grow, that's how you heal, that's how you evolve. Yeah, so yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.